Amigas y amigos de Oye 89.7, todo el pop, todo el tiempo. Soy Emilio Catalán y quiero contarles que tenemos el día de hoy un invitado de lujo que viene, nació en París, ya nos va a platicar un poquito de su historia. Se fue moviendo por diferentes lugares como Chicago y es un productor, rapero, compositor nacido, como bien dijimos, ya en Francia. Además de papá argentino, madre rusa, que destaca mucho por mezclar el R&B y el funk de los años 80 con un toque moderno. Ahora presentándonos un nuevo material discográfico del que ya hablaremos, pero él es Solarrio. Bienvenido. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me to be in Mexico. Appreciate it.
Is this your first time in Mexico?
It's my first time in Mexico City.
Oh, yeah. Man. And what are your first thoughts?
I didn't see so much because we've been just running around doing promo today, but so far it looks very. I feel very nice here.
A lot of traffic, maybe.
Yeah, but I just came from Los Angeles, so I'm used to a lot of traffic.
How is Los Angeles like?
Traffic.
Traffic all the time.
A lot of traffic.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love Los Angeles. It's always very good for me to be out there. I have a lot of good people that I work with out there. It's always very inspirational.
Yeah, nice to know that. So let's talk about your story,
yes,
Solarrio, because you were telling me you born in France. So what's your story with that?
So I was born in Paris. My parents are Argentinian and Russian, and they spoke English at home, so that's why English is my first language.
Okay.
And then we moved to Chicago, and we moved to Berlin. And now I'm going back and forth between Berlin and LA.
Wow, how many languages do you know?
I can speak 3 languages well, and then 2 a little bit.
I can imagine. I mean, English,
French and German.
Oh, can you show us words in German?
What do you want me to say?
Hi, how are you? I'm with Solarrio. I mean,
hi.
That's easy to...
Hallo, wie geht's? Ich bin mit Solarrio.
Okay, can you repeat it?
Hallo, wie geht's? How are you?
Hallo.
Wie geht's? Means how are you?
Hallo, wie geht's?
Yeah, there you go. Ich bin hier mit Solarrio.
Ich bin hier
mit Solarrio.
There
you go. I'm here with Solarrio.
I'm not too bad.
No, you're perfect. Okay. Nailed it.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about that because, I mean, you were telling us your father is from Argentina, your mother is Russian, but they also are in the music world.
They're classical musicians.
Musicians. I mean, what's your story with the music? Because I think you started with that. You started studying music, classical music, and then you changed your whole
my whole family, not just my parents, their parents as well. They're all classical musicians. So when I grew up, they sent me to piano lessons at the age of 5.
Okay.
And I got a very good base, a foundation of music theory and things like that. And then when I was 11, I decided I wanted to play rock music. So I got a guitar and I started, and I never looked back.
and what do they thought? I mean,
they accepted it. They don't really understand because they don't. Especially my father. My father's very much classical music. That's the only. He never listens to anything else. He doesn't. My father is old, so he doesn't listen to music outside of work. It's like a work thing. So it's not like he listens to music casually.
More classical music.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's always classical. So he doesn't. For him, I think all this music that we do is very repetitive, and he doesn't understand why. But he's supportive. He's supportive.
Really proud of you.
Yeah.
So, what are your best experiences so far with the music? I mean, with your family, maybe.
Wow, man, because I did a lot. Before I started my own project, I spent about 15 years producing in Germany and in Europe, a lot of rap records, R&B records. And I was on tour with a lot of people as a hype man, as a guitarist, as a DJ, as a tour manager. So I did a lot of things before I started my own project.
You did all, I mean.
Yeah, whatever needed to be done, man,
Okay, let's talk about your music. That's a really important thing. You're also a producer.
Yeah.
So that's, you need another ear to hear the producers ear and musicians ear.
That's right. Yeah.
The musician ear and the producing ear, no, right?
No, you're absolutely right, but that's why I like to work with other people as well, because otherwise it's just me by myself, and I think music is a collaborative process. It's more fun. So even though I do produce, I like to get other people involved, especially with the songwriting for my own music. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your album. All the Wrong Places, it's called. So what's the story behind that album? Because you have also many collaborations with many artists that are maybe not really famous.
No,
what's the story?
The collaboration on this album, I wanted it to be all people that I personally I'm friends with. So people that I actually know. I didn't want to reach out to anybody outside of my circle. Then the whole concept of the album is basically it's looking for love in all the wrong places. So the themes are it's kind of me working through all my failed relationships and, and things like that. But trying to make it. I didn't want to make a depressing album, so I wanted it to be fun and danceable. So yeah.
So because you did like this album with the 80s vibes, right? 80s vibes with synths, and what's the story behind that?
I love 80s music, man. It's my favorite type of music to listen to. I feel like, I don't know, I was born in the 80s, so I was too young to really see what's going on, but it was always around me. And now when I hear 80s music, it just gives me this warm, nostalgic feeling. And I wanted to kind of bring that into the modern music, mix it up with modern sounds.
I mean, it must be fun.
Yeah,
to bring back the 80s music.
No, I feel it because it's just the music nowadays. There's good stuff, but a lot of it's the same thing over and over again. So I was like, let me try something different.
So you produced this album too.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about a song because I like that. Like Out of Time is called. With Lenka Shockley is pronounced.
That's
so
right.
what's the story behind that song? I mean, how does these collaborations came from?
So Lenka Shockley is a great artist. She's from Los Angeles. She did all the background vocals on the album as well, and this is a song I wanted to feature her on to give her a little spotlight for her sing. The song it's kind of inspired by Miami Sound Machine, Gloria Estefan. It's like the horns and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. It was like it just kind of came about. It wasn't like I planned to do a song like this. I was in the studio one day with my co-producer. I was messing around with the sounds. I came that bass line, and then from there we just built it. And then I wrote the song. I know I want to do this with a female, going back and forth in the chorus. And I thought it would be cool to get Lenka on the song with me.
It must be amazing. I mean, to produce and to see these songs that you create, like in these like productions, like finished.
Oh man, it's a process. It's a long process.
How has been the reaction of the people when you sing these songs like in live?
Man, like live has always been fun. There's always a high energy. I try to make my shows, I want crowd participation and just high energy. And so far, every show we've done, like people have been very responsive. And it's obviously music to be performed live. It's not music to sit with headphones. It's music to be heard, loud volumes. And so I'm also trying to put together maybe hopefully a little tour in Mexico later this year.
Oh, really?
I'd love to. Yeah, we're trying to work on that.
What places do you want to visit or you want to play on? Like we have like the Auditorio Nacional. It's like a big place that it's like in Reforma.
I mean, I don't know if I'm at my level, if I can go and play at a big place like that. But I think the best would be to go on tour as a support act for some large art, like those bigger artists. That's always a good way to kind of get new fans, get familiar with new people.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. And hopefully, we can put something together, and I'll be playing some shows out here soon.
Yeah. How many countries have you visited so far with your music?
I've been to Japan, US.
Wow, really? Okay.
Mexico. I went to Paraguay a couple of years ago. Also, we had a song that was being promoted there. Europe, most countries in Europe. I went to Nigeria. I did a song with a Nigerian artist in 2019. We went down there to shoot the video. I think that's about it. There's still plenty of places I want to go. Like,
okay. Yeah. And how is it like? I mean, the people is different. Like,
everywhere.
Every country,
people are a little bit different everywhere, but the same.
Like in Japan, one example. Like,
oh man, don't get me started on Japan because I love Japan so much. I can talk about Japan for a long time.
Why do you like?
I don't know. It's just so. It's just as a visitor, it's so. When you're there, it's just so. I don't know, man. Everything's just so. Everything works.
Okay.
There's no chaos. There's so many people, but everything works. Everybody's super nice. Everybody's friendly.
Respectful.
Yeah, respectful. You don't have to worry about, make sure I don't, nobody's going to steal your stuff. So it's just being in Japan, and the food is incredible.
What's your favorite food from Japan?
Anything.
Anything like...
You go to 7-Eleven in Japan and you can eat incredible food. They got fresh sushi, fresh fried chicken, and it's not like 7-Eleven here or in the US.
Kit Kats from every that
flavor too.
You can imagine.
Man, I don't know why they have like 20 different flavors of Kit Kats and we don't have anything.
We don't have anything. Have you tried Mexican food so far?
I love Mexican food, but I don't know. We went to eat tacos, chilaquiles, and stuff like that.
The classic, like.
Yeah. So if you have anything you can recommend, I would love to try something new.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of like food with tortilla.
Yeah.
It's like the base,
of course.
And also sauce, like many kinds of sauce.
Hey, man.
But you can try also pozole. It's called
pozole. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried?
I've had it in LA.
Okay.
Okay, so in LA has a lot of Mexican people and a lot of Mexican food. Some ignorant people will even say, "Oh, they got better Mexican food in LA than in Mexico." But I think those people have only been to maybe to Los Cabos or Cancun or something.
Yeah.
Like.
It depends on the place, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to a really good place in Los Angeles, but you can go to a really bad place in Mexico.
For sure. But like in Los Angeles, the taco trucks, they got like taco trucks. That's the best tacos you're gonna get. You don't even need to go to a fancy restaurant. You just street food.
Yeah, you can eat street food here too, but you have to take care because you have to go
it's a mess.
to a good place, you know? Yeah.
What's the place we went to? Taco
Taco Naco.
Yeah,
that's cows.
We went there yesterday. That was pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you like pastor.
I love pastor and I love bistec.
Bistec.
In America they call it asada.
Asada.
Carne asada.
Carne asada. Okay.
So the beef taco is always the carne asada taco, right? But here it's bistec.
That's from the north because we have really different places. And we have like really traditional food from every place. So it's really like
that's another thing. Mexico is so big with so many different places and different vibes. I feel like most people just look at the map. They're like, "Oh, the USA is so big, so Mexico looks small." But Mexico is humongous, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's in territory is not really big.
No, it is
Mexico
pretty big.
City, but it's really big. I don't know every part of
the country.
The country. Yeah,
Mexico is huge, man.
Super huge.
It's like I live in Germany. Like it's the size of California, and Mexico is like 10 times the size of that.
But it must be amazing.
Yeah.
I think so. So let's talk about because I really love this album, All the Wrong Places.
Man, thank you.
Also, I love the cover art. I mean, what's the story behind that? Because I don't know if someone had asked you that before.
We were so the cover art was done by a friend of mine called Cassidy Howell, who's also a musician and visual artist. And the idea was, I think, how did it start out? The inspiration was I had this AI program that I had like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And it's like one of those apps where you upload 20 pictures of yourself and then they kind of create like this background.
Yeah.
Right, so it was like that, but there was one picture in that pack that was just like, it was a silhouette of me sitting on the chair like this, just a silhouette. So and I was like, oh, that's great. I want that to be my cover. Okay. So then we used that as inspiration. So if you look at my cover, there's the picture of me, the silhouette.
Yeah.
It's there, but then we build everything around it.
It's really cool.
Thank you, man.
I love it.
It's a lot of details.
I love it because you can also find T-shirts in your website, right?
We made merch with like the album artwork.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing it today, but I got like the sweater and the T-shirt. It's very colorful, so
it's really cool. I mean, your art, the videos, of course, your music. So congrats for your project. I really love it. And you have like these synths, 80s vibes that are also like really loved by the people of every generation.
Yeah, I think this is like feel good music at the end of the day. I think most people, they hear the sounds make you feel good. Like music has different frequencies. So I work at a lot of rap music, producing and stuff like that. And rap music is always a lot of sub bass, 808, low sound, like boom, boom, boom.
That's where you start when you're making like a hip hop song.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's just always present in every rap song. You hear there's an 808 drum, like boom, 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 and the frequency of that, like the I don't know what hertz, 400 hertz or something. Yeah. Now I'm becoming very nerdy talking about
like an A.
Yeah, but that frequency automatically makes you feel a certain way. It makes you feel like. So different frequencies have different effects on people, just like different sounds make you feel a different way.
As a producer, you play with that,
yes,
like with emotions and
exactly
what it,
with sound
creates.
I can play one chord on the piano, and it will sound sad, but then I play the same exact chord with like a synthesizer sound that's there. All of a sudden, it sounds like dreamy.
Wow!
So it's not always about minor or major. It's also about sound design and just the different sounds you use.
I love the way you see music because you have this classical knowledge, but you also have like this mainstream knowledge.
Yeah. Honestly, the classical music, it's definitely there subconsciously, but I never, when I'm making a song, do I think, in music theory, like, if this chord comes in, then this has to be the next chord. Or
you only play with the sound.
I try to be free of all of that. Yeah.
You're a creative man.
Thank you. I try my best.
Do you want to invite our fans, to hear your album, All the Wrong Places?
Please, yeah. So you want to do a drop?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so hey guys, this is Solarrio. I'm on 89.7 FM in Mexico City. Please check out my new album, All the Wrong Places. It's full of good vibes and positive vibes, and you should have a lot of fun listening to it. So yeah, here we go.
Hey, Solario, I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
What's your social media?
Solario, SOLA 2 R's I-O.
So the people can know more about you.
Sir.
So congrats, welcome to our country, and I wish you the best.
Thank you very much
for
bro.
having
Appreciate
us.
it. Thank you so much.
So, ahí lo tienen, él es Solarrio, increíble persona de verdad, estuvimos platicando con él, una gran historia, ya regresarás, you're welcome whenever you want to come.
Hopefully I'll be back very soon.
Pues ahí lo tienen, Solarrio, y tú estás en Oye 89.7, todo el pop, todo el tiempo.
Todo el tiempo.